Hello everyone, today we are going to talk about the ghost of the king and why Hamlet is the only one who gets to speak to him the second time he appears. To help us in explaining that, we have 10 quotes from the play. So, without further ado, let's begin. The first quote was said by Bernardo and is in Act 1, Scene 1 on page 3. It says, "Look not like the king." Now in this quote, Bernardo is stating that the ghost looks like King Hamlet. Alright, the next quote was spoken by Horatio on Act 1, Scene 1, on page 8. And it says, "If thou hast any sound or use of voice, speak to me. If there be any good thing to be done that may to thee do ease, and grace to me, speak to me." Now in this quote, Horatio wants the ghost to speak to him, and if there is something he wants, for him to speak it out. Okay, so quote number 3 is from Act 1, Scene 1, on page 8, and is spoken by Marcellus. It says, "It faded in the crowing of the cock." Now in this quote, Marcellus is stating that the ghost disappeared when the rooster crowed. Alright, so the fourth quote is from Act 1, Scene 4, on page 26, and is spoken by Hamlet. Hamlet says, "Thou comest in such a questionable shape that I'll call thee Hamlet, king, father, royal Dane. Oh, answer me." Now in this quote, Hamlet realizes that the ghost looks like his father, and he wants him to talk. Okay, so the fifth quote is also from Act 1, Scene 4 on page 26, and is spoken by Horatio. The quote says, "It beckons you to go away with it, as if it some impartment did desire to you alone." Now in this quote, Horatio states that the ghost wants Hamlet to come with him, and he wants him to do it alone. Okay, so quote number 6 is from Act 1, Scene 5, on page 28, and is spoken by the ghost. In that quote, the ghost says, "I am thy father's spirit, doomed for a certain term, to walk the night, and for the day, confined to fast and fires." Now in this quote, the ghost is telling Hamlet that he is the spirit of his father, and is now forced to live an afterlife as a spirit. Okay, so this next quote is from Act 1, Scene 5, on page 28, and is also by the ghost. In this quote, the ghost says, "But that I am forbid to tell the secrets of my prison house." Now in this quote, the ghost is saying that he may not reveal his secrets. Okay, so this quote is from Act 1, Scene 5, page 31, and is by the ghost. Now in this quote, the ghost says, "Upon my secure hour, thy uncle stole with juice of cursed Hebanon in a vial, and in my ears did pour the leprous distilment, whose effect holds such an enmity with the blood of man." Now in this quote, the ghost is telling of how he was killed, and who was the one who killed him. This quote is from Act 1, Scene 5, on page 33, and is spoken by Hamlet. This quote says, "There's never a villain dwelling in all Denmark, but he's an arrant knave." Now in this quote, Hamlet is telling Horatio and Marcellus that there is a scoundrel in Denmark without revealing who the scoundrel is. Okay, so our 10th and final quote is from Act 1, Scene 5, on page 34, and is by Hamlet. And it says, "Swear by my sword, never to speak of this act that you have heard." Now in this quote, Hamlet is telling the others to swear not to tell the scoundrel who is on the loose. Okay, so in my opinion, the reason the ghost talks only to Hamlet the second time he appears is so he can give Hamlet information without anyone else hearing it. Well, thank you for taking the time to watch this, and I hope all of you have a wonderful day.